stop?
Yes. No one cares. Okay, where's the...
Hi, Spyro! Welcome to Glimmer! Unfortunately for us, a mob of lizards
They didn't animate it in. Hey, Brandon. I was kind of hoping they would animate that in. In the original, you could torch the NPCs and they would react. Oh, is that so? Yeah, whatever. I'm sure it's nothing really. It doesn't take anything away from the game. But it's just a small oversight. Maybe they'll add it back in, I don't know.
Hi, Spyro.
Hello, fairy. Thank you. This game looks lovely though. Like I played through the first one on my own. I 120%ed it. Like I did everything I could, and I was blown away by how amazing it looked. I'm not sure if that's because I just like what I'm looking at with the colours and whatnot, but regardless if it's a trick or not, I'm happy. New gameplay of Team Sonic Racing has come out. And finally looks fast.
You must. Thank you, Miss.
Good. I'm glad it looks fast. I've not seen it yet. I've spent I've spent the whole day telling myself I'm a piece of shit and should get some work done, and then I didn't get any work done. And I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed and see if tomorrow's any better. And I couldn't get to sleep, I don't know. I think I'm just having I think I'm having a bad day.
Spyro, thanks for helping us fight off the lizards.
No, oh, whoops, wrong.
This magic portal next to
Oh, that was cool! Did you see that? That was neat how that portal put itself together. Oh, that was really cool. I was expecting it to just shoot out of the ground like the original, but it constructed itself together. Will it do it again, or is that permanent now? That's permanent. Fucking sweet, that was... I did not expect that. That's detail. Obviously I can't 100% this stage yet because I don't know how to climb. I get that in the second world. Well, I say second world. The second hub world. Autumn Plains, I think it is.
These little lizards have eaten...
These little shits are...
Nice shooting.
Why did they explode? It was a rock. Oh. Oh, Jesus. That was stupid. Oh, fuck. Why did it explode? It was a rock. Rocks don't explode. Oh, that really caught me off guard.
You can spit.
I could spit. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I don't know why that's tickled me so much. Oh.
To hit that lizard up.
Give me this stupid rock that explodes for some reason. It's a fucking pebble. What a... Oh. Oh, jeez. I don't get it. That's just too funny to me. Why the... Brandon? It better be for a good reason. Like, I don't want to comment much further than that. A backlog, fair enough, yeah. If you haven't played it, then it's worth playing just to see what they did.
Yay!
I can be on board with that notion at least. For Resi 6, like, I can't really dote on it too hard because when I bought Resi 6 when it first came out, I hated it. But you see, there's a part of me that that says if you don't play it all the way through, regardless if you like it or hate it, you haven't got your money's worth. And even if a game is terrible, I won't take it back, because that purchase is a part of my library now, and the experience that I take away from that is unique to its own. So I sat down and played through all 4 of the campaigns and hated it all. The only part of that game I really liked was the beginning part of Leon's campaign, because I got nostalgia blast. I was like, oh wow, it's zombies and it's in a creepy building. It's just like the originals. And then I got further in, I was like, oh shit, this is bad. And Ada Wong's campaign, but I only like that campaign because it has Resident Evil puzzles in it. The campaign itself is really boring. That's about it, really. I don't really care for everything else. Yeah, what a waste of my life that was. I was... Ooh. I didn't like Resi 6. Gasp! Funny bear, go fly.
Oh no. Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
As you say, just need to do it on PS4. Got 4 and 5 and 6 for 10 quid. Holy crap! That's a deal! That's one hell of a deal. Holy shit! It doesn't matter if you've got like... If you're the kind of person that has a stigma for like the latter Resident Evil 6 games, that's still a bargain.
Well, there are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto. Hunter, where have you been?
Oh, I got a little lost.
You look very weird, Hunter. I don't mind Alora's new design. It's fine. But you, Hunter, you look very bloody strange. I don't remember there being 2 of these. They've added another one in. Oh no, I love Resi 5. I don't care what anyone says. Because even though it isn't scary like the other games, although I don't really, I don't know. I'd say I like 50% of Resi 4, but that's another issue. I love Resi 5 because it just feels really good, just blow shit up. And I know it's like, that takes away from what Resident Evil is, but the game itself is really well done and it's fun to play. The bosses are great, everything's great. If that game was like made by someone else, let's say like the exact same game was created, assets and all, but it was under a different title, it still would be fun. It's strange that it's a Resident Evil title.
Spyro, this is the...
I like Resi 5. I like half of Resi 4. And Resi 6 can go fuck itself. And Resi 7 is... I don't think I should have an opinion about that. Because I feel as though that's a new brand of Resident Evil. And I can't wait for 8, because something tells me it's going to be Resident 7-ish. And I like the original... Is Quintology correct? Because I count Code Veronica as... Because I thought that was Resident Evil 4 before 4 came out.
Hey, Spyro.
So I don't really know. It's not like Code Veronica is a spin-off either. Code Veronica is like... It's a direct sequel to 3. So it just confuses me why that wasn't named 4. Doesn't matter. It's not a big issue. Is it? Do you really think it's going to be like the Resident 2 remake? I don't have anything against that. Holy shit, really? That's the best-selling Resi game in years. Who knew, Capcom, if you actually, you know, fucking made something, it would come out good. Wow. Who fucking knew? How about that, right? I don't know. Capcom's going through a weird spell. They seem to be doing alright and then
Sorry,
they just sort of slip up. 500 gems to learn how to swim. Fair enough. I don't remember it being that expensive, but fine. I have the remaster of 0 and 1. You saw me trying to play 0 and I just wasn't. My mindset was not correct for that. I forgot that it wasn't the kind of game. I should go back and try and play that properly.
Hi, Spyro.
But, ooh.
Okay, not bad.
But yeah. I would like
Nice.
to play Resi 2. I would like to own I'd like to own the thingy. There's a lot of games I would like to buy on release day to support,
Wow.
like the idea, because that's how good games are made. But sometimes it's hard. If I can't swim, there's no point going to the idle level, so I might as well go and do Colossus. Oh yeah, Moneybags is a piece of shit. Really liked it in 3 when you could beat him up to get all your money back. That was sweet. Really? Capcom, are you I think I don't know if you remember, but I remember talking about it before, but it seems as though Capcom is entering its bad at fighting games spell again.
A Yeti has been rampaging around our home.
That's all you need to say, man. That's all you need to say. A Yeti's been rampaging around our home.
By concentrating.
Cool. $11 million copies. Holy crap! Yeah, I think it's. I think this. You know, this last wave of fighters for Street Fighter V. Well, I say last. The next season of fighters for Street Fighter V. I think that'll be it. I don't think the game will get any more treatment after that.
Who needs a...
If it does, I'll be very shocked. Because from what I hear, Street Fighter V is tanking. It's not doing very well. Even with like the arcade edition, it didn't encourage much more sales. And we don't need to talk about Embassy Infinite. Whoa, hold the funny phone. That was weird. Oh well. Although, didn't I hear somewhere that Capcom were already thinking about making Street Fighter 6. I swear that's the thing I heard. Don't know how true that is. It would be very unwise right now. I would advise against that. I don't think they should do that. Africa 7 beats the Fab in sales. Within 6 months. Same goes for Drag Battle Z. Yeah. The other companies right now are doing just fine in the fighting department. Capcom has seen that now. That's why they're making action games again. But Capcom definitely saw that they're being outdone, so they need to play on their other strengths, and they did, and have, and are doing so right now. They were definitely smart enough to realise that. He wants to do rival schools? Well, I hope that happens. Because I do remember he said he wanted to do a Darkstalkers game and that never happened.
Even though I'm a vegetarian.
Fall.
I thought they...
Okay, I want to see this portal construct. That's really flipping cool. I love that. I love Darkstalkers. I really like Darkstalkers. Because Capcom right now seems to really like... seems to really like making classic compilations and selling them, like the classic Street Fighter Street Fighter collection and the beat 'em ups collection. They have enough properties to create like a miscellaneous fighters game, like the fighters that Capcom has made that aren't Street Fighter collection, because they've done a shit ton. They've got loads of miscellaneous one-offs and stuff like that. They could just stick the Darkstalkers games in there. I'd buy it. I'd buy it just for Darkstalkers. It would make some extra money. As long as they're not doing anything with it, they might as well please somebody. Like Sega are doing right now with the classic games. I'm really fucking pissed about God Hand. It's all fucking IGN's fault. Because during that... Shut up, Barry. During the time of that game's release, IGN had a humongous influence, way more than it ever did in the future of its time. And because the people at IGN just didn't understand how that game would work, they gave it like a 4 out of 10, and that website alone completely tanked that game's sales, and I'm really pissed off about that. It's like, people fucking listen to a bunch of N64 wannabes website knockoffs, and they fucking just ignored it.
Thank goodness.
I can't blame everything though on Urban Rain. Yeah. Everything can't be perfect though. As much as we'd like it to be, everything can't be perfect. If every game ever released got all the attention that it deserved, then everything would be amazing. Oh my god. I flippin' dippin' love Klonoa so goddamn much. I love both the games, like the main series games, I love them so much. Klonoa for the longest time was my main inspiration for a game I wanted to design when I was a kid. Although I felt the same way when I played Knights. Anything that involves whimsical, dreamlike environments, I seem to just eat up, like it seems to be my thing. Like if you want me to buy a game, add dream shit in it.
Well done, Spyro.
Well done! Here's a brick. Thank you. Yeah, I've played them. I played the first two. And then I had a look at 3 and I thought, what the crap, this is... no. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think they got a remaster on Steam if I'm thinking correctly. And if I remember, the company that made Tai, what are they called? Chromatic Studio? Or something like that. They're currently remastering all 3 games. And once they have done that, and I'm a bit lost right now. I should have all the gems. Yeah, so excuse me. Yeah, once they've made all like the bug fixes and stuff and released them all on Steam separately, they're gonna try and make a release pack for modern systems. Yeah. Yeah, sorry my brain flippin' flopped. Where's the last gem I missed? All the way at the start? Oh god, I didn't think to look behind. Oh, I'm a silly. There it is. Cool. Let's go do the hockey thing, so I never have to come back here. No. Yeah. It's that? It is. That's the balloonist's balloon from Spyro 1. Like, that's straight up the same model from the first game in this collection. I don't know if that's intended to be... Ooh, wow. There's more of them. Okay, never mind. I thought I was going to say that's an Easter egg, but there's loads of them, so never mind. I think it's just an aesthetic choice. Yes, hockey's lovely. I like hockey. How do I play this? If I remember correctly, there's a really easy way to cheese this. At least in the classic version. I'll figure it out. Yep. No. I remember there being a bunch of side quests, orb challenges in both Spyro 2 and 3 that were just really bad, like just not fun. And I'm kind of having the same vibe with this. It's necessary, but I don't want to do it. Well,
would you like to?
Yes, I'm gonna have to.
First.
It's not a case of would I like to, it's I've got to. I want a foghorn. Or should I get a foghorn? I think that would be a bad idea for everyone around me. Yeah, I won't do that. Be a waste of money too. Something's really wrong here. The first challenge is way easier than this. I remember in the original game, this was incredibly hard to do.
Well done.
I think they didn't program in that the hockey player, the one that's scooting around on the field, he could bash you and make you spit out your hockey puck. And he didn't do that here. Did they forget to do that, or was that a conscious decision, like, bit too hard, don't put it in? Oh well, don't care. Makes my life a bit easier. Let's go pay out to swim!
No. Ah.
Oh, is that so, Brandon? I'm okay with that. I completely understand. There's a lot of classic games out there that are way too flipping hard, even for back then. And I often think to myself, that's way too cruel. Like, I remember as a kid, a lot of these things were excruciating.
Hello there.
What up, fatty? Okay. I know there are gems here somewhere. Ah. Yeah. Of course it's fair. There was a remake for a particular game that came out not too long ago. I forget the name of it, which is bad really, but a lot of people were complaining about that too, being that it was way too easy compared to how they remember it. And that was the reasoning behind it too. It was like, we've made it easier because the original was too stupid hard. So we've made it easier so it's, you know, playable. More about you're able to play it rather than cross your fingers and hope the RNG doesn't kill you. I'm totally down for that. Besides, there are some companies that purposely put in the original difficulty. When Oddworld got a remaster for New and Tasty, they put in a Veterans mode, which made it the original difficulty. You could play the rejiggered difficulty if you wanted to, but for those veterans who wanted the original challenge, they could have that. Oh yeah, Crash is still tough. Although, I have to say, the remake trilogy does make things a lot easier to judge. In the original, the PS1 remake, sorry, the PS1 games, it was a lot harder to gauge where it is you were going to be, mostly because, you know, the technology wasn't there and the depth perception was tough. All you had to go on was a little shadow underneath your feet. But in the remaster, all of that depth perception and measuring is there, and it's a lot easier to gauge your jumps that way. I remember a lot of levels just like crossing my fingers and jumping, hoping that the jump I made would be right in the original. But in the remake, those particular levels I had that issue with weren't there. I knew exactly where I was going to land. So in that regard, it was easier. But that shouldn't be a factor in its difficulty. That's just what you're able to do with the technology. Oh god, yes. Oh wow, you're right. I completely forgot about that. The saving system in the original Crash, yeah. Oh, balls. Wow, yeah. Yep, definitely. Being able to save whenever you want. Out of all the games that benefited from the remaster, Crash 1 was definitely it. It just made that game playable. Was trying to go back to the PS1 version after you've played that. It's very tough. Like, not fair tough either, it's just unfair.
I've been locked.
Okay, There you go.
Wow, Spyro!
10 more puzzles to go! Whoa, hold on. Oh, it was a fish. Thought I saw a, Oh no, I did see one! God, yeah.
This saddle's...
Yeah, I know, I gotta feed the fish. Okay, no redfish. Sparks, get out of the way! There we are.
Okay,
I completed Dark
just
Worlds
one more
last
puzzle.
Sunday.
I'll meet you over by the colored stumps.
Desperately wants the new one. Yeah, me too. I saw the CG trailer for the new one, and I won't lie, I shit myself a little bit. Especially after the tweet of the CGI trailer, Lord Landing said, by the way, the CG trailer isn't just the CG trailer, this is how the game looks. So... you know, I'm very, very eager to see what the hell they've done to Exodus. Extremely eager.
Those metal shields.
I know, right? Oh, I hope he's telling the truth. I hope that isn't just like hype. Although Lorne isn't exactly the kind of person to lie. I mean, he'll stand up in a conference and tell you exactly how the game industry is. So I don't think... Nah, I think he's telling the truth. I mean, he straight up stood up in a conference once and told... How many people in that room? It was like 2,000 people of like Odyssey fans. That how terrible the development cycle was for the original Exodus, and how they regretted teaming up with Sony to begin with. Hence why the next two games were Xboxes, because they resented them. So it's like, wow, that's just something you don't tell people. Like, you don't tell maybe future employers that you have a grudge, or can have a grudge against your employer. But he said it, and it's for everyone to know. So, he's an honest chap. Because the last thing an employer wants to know is, can this employee think for themselves, yes or no? If the answer is yes, Also, the word union scares the shit out of them, so don't say that.
If you jump on...
Oh, this puzzle. This? Okay. This one? Damn it!
Let's...
Fucking logic puzzles. Yeah.
Nice.
Ah! There we go, we have enough to open... damn, there's a particular door I think in this hub world, I think you need 8 orbs to open the Speedway challenge. And I think we have that now. That's good. Mr. Lone Lanning, there's a man. He doesn't have a tan. And his wife is really tall. And businessy.
Spyro!
Man. Oh no, thinking about the Lone Lanning Sony thing doesn't surprise me at all. From what I've learned doing business education, Sony is a really shit company to work with. They have the money and the resources and the equipment to get anything done, but they're just really, I don't know, they just seem to like treating people badly. But everyone puts up with it because they're powerful. It's like, well, I'm being treated like crap, but they have all the money, and without them, I'm not going to get the thing I want, so I'm going to put up with it. Oh, sweet, you completed it. Nice, man. Yeah, I remember playing that as a kid and always getting very, very confused why I couldn't just jump straight to the end. Like, it took me a while to work out that you needed a specific item that you found in the level to complete it. So how did you find it, by the way? Too tough, too easy, somewhere in between? Were the directions, like, did they make sense? Because I always think about this. They release older games, which is nice and all for a collection thing, and to play something, you know, that is not so easy to find anymore. But thinking about the aspect of its playability and how it communicates to a modern audience is something a lot of them don't really think about. They just think, we'll port it over and see what happens. And then modern players play it that have no idea how classic games work, and they just sit there, and that's it. I mean, that's the end of it. It's strange. A little tough. I think I find it easier if I played it on the controller. Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I found that the key to playing that game is bit by bit, which is, I know it's one of those well-duh things, but it was a real strange thing to have back then, because anything made by Sega back then was fast, actiony, didn't really require that much attention when it came to platforming. Like, you could risk a hell of a lot just by picking up some speed or blasting through some shit. So when Decap Attack came out, and it became this meticulous platformer that you had to be careful on, it was a big change. Oh, balls. Well, not a big change. It was just something that Sega people weren't used to. it wasn't common that you get slow, meticulous platformers made by Sega. Is that everything now? Did I 100%? Yay! I'm still missing a few gems though, it seems. By the way, I'm also really excited for Streets of Rage 4. Very excited for it. Still can't believe Afterburner Climax is coming to Sega Ages. I know, right? They somehow got the rights back. Took them a while, but they did it. Where am I going? Where you leave me, Sparks? Where's the last gem? Under the water? Oh, I didn't even notice. The blueness of the water hit the purpley of the purple gem. Okay, now we can go. Yeah, the Afterburner games music is fucking sweet. I wonder if they'll be able to run the source code enough so they can re-release it on modern systems. Because it's nice to have it on mobile, don't get me wrong, but I would love it on the big TV. I would definitely love it on the big TV. Speaking of Sega Ages, today Alex Kidd and Gain Ground got released for the Sega Ages Switch collection. Played through them both today, and I gotta say, they've done a really good job at making Alex Kidd playable. Because the original game for Master System, the very first Alex Kidd, is a good game if you practice, but it's very, very slippy, and very, very hard to play. And very, very hard to understand what it is you need to do. But the Sega Ages version makes it a hell of a lot easier to understand what the fuck's going on. And they fixed the slippiness and the precision of the jumping. It's not perfect, like I wouldn't call it the best thing ever, but it is definitely, I would say, the definitive version to play Alex Kidd. Absolute. And plus Gain Ground is Gain Ground. There was not much to fix with that. It's just a, you know, strategy game. I guess the upside of that, it's the arcade version, so it looks and sounds the best. It isn't the Mega Drive version. So yeah, that's 2 more for the Switch collection. That's 6 of them now. Apparently, if the first, I think it's the first initial 10 or 8 games they're working on, if they sell well enough, they'll continue to make more, and they'll dip into the Saturn library and Dreamcast library and port that shit too. I sincerely hope they do that.
You're well. Oh.
Because if they do that, I'll just fucking grab a big can of paint and just make my Switch look like a Sega console. Because it more or less is that now. God damn it, didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, Shinobi kicks ass. Shinobi, I hope they release one of the Shinobi games for the Sega Ages collection. I know they've done it for the mobile one. Plus, I think you can... Can't you play it? Isn't there like... There is a Mega Drive version, a Mega Drive collection you can play. Like a big old over 50 games collection pack. I mean, I'm saying like I don't know it. I have it. It's over there. But I haven't played it. I just bought it because I want to support the idea of preserving classic games. Maybe I should play it. I mean, if I can stream Mega Drive games, that's... I mean, holy crap. Whoa! A lot of people are a bit disappointed with the Mega Drive collection because it's got a few games missing that you would imagine would be in there by default. But they aren't in there for bad reasons. Like there's Sonic 3 and Knuckles aren't in the game, aren't in the collection right now, because the Michael Jackson family right now have gone insane. So we have to wait for them to stop acting so, I don't know, daft. So we can have the rights to use MJ's music again. Yo! And there was a few others as well, like, not main series, but the likes, things that are synonymous with Mega Drive Sega, that you would think would be in the collection, and isn't. So I don't know, it's a strange situation we're in. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. What I would like them to do, though, is stop making Mega Drive collections, and perhaps do a Master System collection, Saturn, Dreamcast maybe? That would be nice. I love Mega Drive, but there's a very large portion of the populace that don't even know the Saturn exists. They just assume the Dreamcast was Sega's version of PS1, which is fucking wrong. Okay, the hitbox on that is a bit bodged.
The water workers have kept...
Although having said that, I would love it if Nintendo would stop hoarding their classic games and just make a big collection, please. Could they just please release a Switch game that has like a bunch of N64 titles on it? I don't see why that's so hard to ask for. Oh yeah, what did you think about the Apple deciding to be everything? No, that's a bit vague, but they were like, they're doing a game service, they're a bank now, and they're doing something else too, I don't know. I know, but I hate it. sin. Yeah, there's one thing I can do here. Can't climb ladders yet, so I can't get all of the orbs and treasure. Corporation to me. Yeah. I know, yeah, when a lot of people heard about it, there was a lot of raised eyebrows and a lot of why things. Also, I'm kind of raising a conspiracy theory thing right now. That, don't you think it's a bit weird that all of these mega rich companies are suddenly showing up at the same time with game streaming services? There's no fucking way that every one of these companies had the same budget development cycle and resources to all think of this thing at the same time and think to themselves, let's release it during this time of the year. I just think it's a little strange is all. No, they ain't gonna get it. Because there's a lot of... I tried to explain this to a few people before, but the reason why these sort of investments don't 100% work all the time in the video game business is because half of it is something you can calculate, yeah, but a lot of it isn't, because half of it is art and the other half is science. It's same with music. You can sort of predict that shit on a whim, but in all honesty, you're not going to be able to get 100%.
Most impressive.
You can do that crap with fucking food, cars, any of that rubbish, because that is marketable and simple. That is something that doesn't require much more thought than productability. It's an object or an item that is meant to be consumed and used in a specific way. But something like art, when it comes to video games, music, or even just digital media in like a form of comic book, it's something you can't really measure because art is subjective, and you can't subjectify. You cannot monetize subjectability, at least not yet. Google Stadia is quite scary. Oh yeah. It is, it definitely. I've been saying that I've said that before, like, the idea of being able to only stream games is evil. Like, you're not owning anything anymore. It's like Netflix. You can watch this film for a small fee. It's like, oh cool. But that's it. They can take it away from you anytime. You don't own that film. You're renting it. I, for one, like being able to own my published media. And by the way, the fucking promises it made about the whole connection thing is garbage. There was no way in hell they are going to be able to sustain the whole planet. Don't care how powerful they are, they don't have that ability.
Nice work, Spyro.
Nice work, Spyro. I'm going to do Ocean Speedway next. I really like the Speedway levels. After I've done a bit of gem collecting.
Say, Spyro.
What up, fat?
Ah,
Here you go. Wow, god damn that. That fucking... that wall fell really quickly. Actually, now looking at Moneybags, he's not... Actually, no, never mind, he is quite round. This war. Why the hell's my phone freaking out? What's going on? God damn it, go away. Fucking... Why are Pizza Hut sending me fucking advertisement messages at 1 in the morning? Oh, whoops, I fucked that up. Get your midnight pizza. They're not even open. None of them are open. It's 1 in the morning is prime takeaway closing time. No, I guarantee you there are only like a few places that are going to be open right now and they're all going to be terrible. I don't understand. Bump free. Honestly, if there was a Spyro game that was just Speedway levels, I would eat that up. I love this. I love these Speedway levels, man. I love them in all the games. They are really good. Now they've got all the gems, now we have to go speak to the Fish Queen.
I guess now you think you're pretty good. Well, let's see if you're as good as the current champion. All right, Spyro, meet the course champion. In order to win the race, you must fly through all the rings. But beware. If Hunter flies through a ring first, the ring will start to shrink.
I remember this being pretty tough in the original. Let's see if they've made it easier. That was much easier.
Great job, Spyro. That was some excellent flying.
Thank you. We gotta do one more thing before we leave here. Everyone's dead. Late nights next week for me, 3 wrestling pay-per-views, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Holy shit! That's fucking cool. Where are they located? I mean, I have a bunch of questions, but I can't just throw them all at you at once. Let's do the Thunder place next.
We've always had...
Cool, that's pretty. In the States. Watching them online. WrestleMania next Sunday. Starts 1 PM. Finishes around 5. Fuck! Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's that's a job. Do you have any idea what the events are? Is it anything juicy? I think if I remember rightly, you can get an extra life for burning up all of those wooden windmills. If they've kept that in, of course. Loads of matches, one involving Brock Lesnar, another involved another form. I thought the Undertaker had retired, so that would be a shock. Or he's planning to retire. I may have heard that wrong. I'm really tempted to buy one of the new wrestling games, like the most up-to-date one, because all I want to do on it is make I just want to make Jeffrey McWild from Virtua Fighter and just stick him in WrestleMania. Because that's entirely doable. Because Jeff has a bunch of really basic wrestling and grapple moves. So it's entirely possible to stick him in there. But I can't justify paying £50 for doing that one gimmick. Yeah. Sort of retired. So it's kind of like Hulk Hogan back in the day. He's sort of retired. But he's still kind of... He sort of showed up. Back then when he said he retired, but he still sort of showed up sometimes. Not so much now though. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. But therein lies my point. How do I justify spending £40 for a little bit of fun? Just for a little bit of fun. I'd have to wait for it to lower down in price, but by then there'll be another wrestling game that'll be even better and more customizable. See, I'm caught in a bad loop here. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not comparing him to Hulk Hogan as in like mirrored careers. Because yeah, because Hulk Hogan is the But you can't really, The Undertaker, you can't really offend anyone if you don't speak. So that's probably why it's a lot easier to market fear. I remember this challenge being a lot more streamlined. This feels more like work. So like I swear by now in the old game you would have finished this challenge. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Mr. Brandon. See, I don't know jack shit about market appeal or community. Because as far as I'm concerned, if people like it, they'll like it, and that's my reasoning behind it. I seem to have a very hard time justifying why people like things. Which is a good reason why I'm not nihilistic. Because I would be a real asshole if I had that mentality and also hated people. Also came to the realization that I don't need to know. And that's good enough for me. Luckily, my line of work allows me to not give a shit about that sort of thing and still keep going. think that's why I sucked at journalism so much. I couldn't understand why all this attention was being given to a particular topic, or person, or event. Sometimes it made sense. Sometimes people needed to know, and sometimes people deserved recognition. But sometimes I didn't get it. And I think that's why I shouldn't get it. Yay!
Thank you, Spy.
Damn it! Hold on a second. To be fair, the stream didn't die until just now, so I'm going to class that. I'm going to take that as a win. I'm going to reboot the thing. BRB.